everybody. Welcome to Week 9 of AZ Replay here. I am Richard Moore, and I got Brian Snyder down there in the pit. We're going to be recapping all the hot action around the Valley with this Week 9 in Arizona high school football. Brian, how are we doing tonight?
Hello, Richard. Doing good.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
You got your mic on this week? You're good this week?
It was on. I don't know what happened. There's a
Well, you know, it's
but
tough.
we're here. We're live.
With no Matt Wilhelm here, we're, obviously we got the learning curve, right? We have to learn how to adjust, but
little things.
I'm curious as to where Matt Wilhelm is this week. We saw he was in Cabo last week, Brian.
Yeah.
Where in the world is Matt Wilhelm this week?
You know, we got a message from him, and it included this picture.
Oh, how about that? Oh, look at that. A nice message from Matt.
I think he was also sending you a Coyotes message there. It looks like a Coyotes hat.
It does look like
He's
a Coyotes
wishing
hat,
the Coyotes
that's right.
well. He's camping someplace, it looks like, right?
I know Rich Nairn is going to be happy to see that over with the Coyotes. He's going to love seeing that from Matt. So it's good stuff. Well, thanks, Matt,
He's
for sending
braving
that
the
in.
wilderness.
We appreciate Matt sending that in. Of course, you're missed over here, but honestly, I think things are running smoothly with just Brian there anyway. But it's neither here nor there. Let's get right into the show here. Brian's going to show you a list of the games that we were covering this Week 9 around the Valley, Higley and Campo Verde. That was our game of the week, the incomparable Richard Obert out there at that one. You can see Mountain View, Red Mountain. Another big rivalry game, Perry and Brophy, two heavy hitters. Castile, Gilbert, Pinnacle, Liberty. Desert Ridge, Queen Creek, South Mountain and Betty Fairfax, Sunny Slope, Sunrise Mountain, Saguaro, Marcos Deniza, and of course, American Leadership, Queen Creek at Queen Creek, Benjamin
That's
Franklin.
a matchup of unbeatens, by the way, the ALA, Queen Creek, and Ben Franklin.
I think those Queen Creek schools, right, they got the best names. They have the best school names down there in Queen Creek. They really do.
Yeah.
They really do.
All right, so that is that.
And we're going to get into the latest AIA Open rankings. This is as of October 15th. Number 1, Chandler. We talked about Chandler. You can't dispute their status after last week's game, Brian, right? Against Queen Creek, absolute statement win. They're down there at number 1. You can see South Point Catholic still undefeated there at 6-0, followed by Centennial, Saguaro, Pinnacle, Campo Verde, Canyon del Oro, and Hamilton. And we have Saguaro, Pinnacle, Campo Verde, Brophy, Red Mountain, Queen Creek, and Higley. Those are all teams in the top 15. We were at all of those games this week. We were at all of those games.
And number 2 played number 7 tonight.
That's right. That was a big matchup.
And so this means there's going to be a shift coming up in next week's rankings, depending on what happens this week. But for sure, it's getting down to the nitty-gritty in the last 3 weeks here.
Oh, it really is. What do you say we get into the Game of the Week highlights, and let's see what Richard Obert had for us. Of course, we mentioned he was at Higley and Campo Verde. Higley, the number 15 team, against the number 16 Campo Verde. So you can see why we sent our heavy hitter Richard Obert out there. We're going to take a look at his first highlight here. This is Higley going up 6-0. Kai Milner, a 33-yard touchdown pass to Branson Hayward. Let's check it out. Here we go, dropping back.
Oh, wow.
The big pass, and he's in the end zone there. Big touchdown, putting the Knights up early on in this one. Let's take a look here on AZ Replay. See the Higley quarterback drops back here. He's got a lot of time in the pocket.
He whipped it out there, too.
It's a 33-yard score that put Higley on top first. Let's see if that would continue here. It's an interception spoiling a Higley scoring threat just before the end of the first half. This made it at the end of the half, it was 17-10. Campo Verde was down. Let's take a look at this interception because this looked like it was a big change of momentum in the game. A tip ball right there, and the Higley player comes up with it. This is a tough one. We got to see this one again here on AZ Replay. You can see this one tipped right here, and the Higley player reaches behind him and picks it up at the 10-yard line, spoiling that drive for Higley. So that kept Campo Verde in the game. This put Higley up big, though, 31-10 in the second half. Kai Milner again, this big touchdown to Logan Mack, and this pretty much sealed the fate here for Campo Verde. Let's take another look at this one.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, all alone there.
Oh, the football guy, really excited right there.
Really excited. We're going to take another look at that one.
Or maybe he's the ball.
Ball attendant clearly showing his objectivity there on the sidelines. So there we go. Let's take a look at the score there, Brian. It was 52-30. Putting up a good fight. I thought Campo Verde did, but that's an upset. That's number 15 over number 6, so definitely going to be some reseeding happening next week, would you say?
So Campo Verde basically falls out. I mean, they were number 6.
Yeah.
And they will drop out.
Hey, to be fair, that's just their first loss of the season.
True.
And Higley came in with 2 losses already, so I think, I wouldn't kick Campo Verde out just for that. I might put him in the 15, 16 range. But certainly you have to think Higley's going to be rising.
And only the top 8 make it. Only the top 8 in the Open Division make it. So, I mean, that helps them for seeding for their regular conference, but in the Open Division, probably puts them out of it.
Absolutely. All right, well, we got American Leadership and Ben Franklin, the Queen Creek matchup there. We had Damian Adams, my personal favorite videographer out there. And you can see I got a lot of highlights queued up, so buckle down because it's going to be a fun one. This is a fake punt here on a 4th and 9 that Ben Franklin was able to convert here.
Oh, look
at this one. The fake fakes him out, and there he goes.
I think the Emmy goes to the punter.
Right.
Look at what he does here.
Not a touchdown, but you know what? That's a big play. That is worth a highlight here on AZ Replay. No doubt about that.
Watch the guy put his head into the turf at the end here. Sort of jams his head there.
Absolutely.
That was a nice play.
It was a nice play, absolutely. Here's a 6-yard touchdown pass. Rand Jansen, Ethan Clough for American Leadership. This put them up 13-0. Over Ben Franklin. So, although they had that fake punt going their way, Ben Franklin not exactly succeeding early on in this one. You can see this red zone drive ending in a touchdown. A close quarter, right, kind of threading the seam there was the American Leadership quarterback. Taking another look at that one. You can see how this play develops. A wide receiver comes out of nowhere here.
Oh, wow.
Tight coverage and makes the play for the touchdown.
Less than 2 seconds, I think, the quarterback had the ball.
Absolutely. Benjamin Franklin coming right back. It's a 12-yard touchdown run. Danner Bowen. Benjamin Franklin not going quietly in this game. Let's take a look and see how they got on the board here in the first half. Little reverse run, and nobody is going to stop him to the pylon there. So Ben Franklin
nice play.
Gets on the board, but a 12-yard touchdown pass. Rand Jensen, American Leadership. They answer right back. Another red zone touchdown. You can kind of see the theme here in this one.
Damian Adams just in the end zone, locking it in.
It's the spot to be tonight, though. I mean, you can see all the, and this one, a 90-yard interception return for a touchdown by ALA. And this one pretty much put it away. I'm just going to let this highlight speak for itself. This is a pretty cool one, Brian.
Back to pass.
Catches it. There he goes.
Look at the speed.
Nobody's catching him.
I mean, number 20 celebrating already. Look at him.
They know. Nobody's even in the vicinity.
Wow.
An American.
Can we see that again? I just want to see the interception again.
Absolutely.
I just think that was
a little
impressive.
Tough to see. It happened right about near the offensive line here. Right there. Kind of picks
he
it.
He snatched it out of the air.
Really jumps up and snatches that one. So there he goes. And American Leadership rolling to a decisive win, 26-14, 8-0 for American Leadership, Ryan.
Yeah, it was a nice battle of undefeated teams there. 3A, I believe, right?
Yep.
Those are 3A schools.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
A nice, battle there. And Benjamin Franklin just trying to get undefeated. They're both undefeated. Really well done.
All right, another big game we had was Perry and BROPHY, Brian. Do we have a score coming in late on that one?
We do. Pulling it up.
That was a big game. BROPHY, of course, couldn't hang with Chandler, but you know what? They're still ranked number 11.
There it is.
In the rankings, but Perry.
Bam.
Perry gets them 38-16, and Perry was not. I don't see him on my piece of paper here, Brian. Where's Gilbert Perry? You might have to throw them in there now.
The 3 losses.
But they just beat number 11 team. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And BROPHY obviously was up higher in the rankings, and then they fell after last week, and now they're going to continue to follow. Chubba Purdy.
Absolutely. And while you pull up those scores, the rest of the scores that we were covering, I mean, obviously, you talk about some of the best talent we have in this state. And I know Perry is not on this list, but you still have to look at Chubba Purdy. He's still one of the best talents we have in the state.
Yeah.
Is that worth maybe giving them a look here? Maybe giving them a last chance to make a last-ditch effort at that open division.
It's so definitive on these ratings the way they do it, strength of schedule and wins and everything
I know
else.
it's algorithmic, and that's the way it goes. But you guys can see on your screen right here some of the other big scores of the night. Chandler 49-0 over Basha. Centennial 49-0 over.
So again,
Ironwood.
number 1 and number 3 in the open division shutouts tonight.
And Millennium, big shutout, 56-0 over Agua Fria.
They're 14th in the open rankings, Millennium is. So this could help them with some of these losses up ahead.
Absolutely.
And that's a big district rivalry game there, Millennium, Agua Fria.
Point differential is big, and Horizon 46-3 finally over Cactus Shadows. But there's plenty of other games that we were at. We had reporters on the ground here. We had Anthony Perez down at Pinnacle and Liberty. This is a big game. Pinnacle number 5 on our ranking. Let's take a look at what Anthony had for us. He had a couple highlights. I'm just going to refresh his page here, make sure none of these highlights die out on me here. Let's take a look here what we had. So J.D. Johnson to Nate Hall. Pinnacle going up big 27-7 before the half. 27 points before the half. J.D. Johnson, the Michigan commit, finds him in the end zone there. A nice look at the double coverage.
81 was open also in the back of the end zone.
Absolutely. Taking a look at that one right here. And there you go. That first highlight we have from Pinnacle here. Let's take another look. We had another one. J.D. Johnson, but a different receiver. It's Shane Sunday in the end zone. Here's J.D. Gets him right there. That's a big boy play right there. Let's take another look at that.
I'm going to count the seconds the quarterback has the ball. 1,001, 1,000, barely 2 seconds.
I mean, J.D., I know he was only thought of last year as Spencer Rattler's backup, but this kid looks like a pro. I mean, he really does. He absolutely does. And he led Pinnacle to a big win, 41-7 over Liberty, which is a good team, by the way.
Yeah.
A good team, and he absolutely paved the way. The Pioneers moving to 7-1, cementing that top 5 ranking in the open division. I think this team could make some noise. I don't think as many people are talking about Pinnacle as maybe they were last year when this team had Spencer Rattler. They had QB1 following him around. Maybe they didn't get the due that they're getting this year that maybe they got in the past couple years, and maybe they should. I mean, J.D. Johnson to me looks like a monster. They're
still right there, though, in the open. I mean, we're talking about it a lot because this is really what it's coming down to.
That's what it's going to come down
to.
It's the biggest thing of the year.
But they helped themselves a lot tonight with that win, and they'll maybe see their number 5 ranking improve, depending.
Absolutely. Well, as always, guys, every week we want to remind you of the Beyond the Gridiron documentary series we have going on our YouTube channel. Our entire AZ Central digital and photo staff are down there at South Mountain High School giving you fantastic coverage. We have a preview of episode 5, I believe, and we're going to show you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of what you might be missing. All these videos are available to watch on the AZ Central and AZ Central Sports YouTube pages, so give them a watch. But here's something to entice you even further.
Football is more than just a game. It's life lessons.
You gotta love to hunt, want to get stronger, the will to get faster, be mentally tough. Sometimes before a big game, you get butterflies in your stomach, and it's just like the best feeling in the world.
Oh yeah, that was perfect. Hey, Coach Marcus said he's gonna send you again.
Touchdown, Jaguar!
Some people don't like it, but I love pressure, because pressure helps me go through a lot of things and just help me get through a lot of things. My brother's name is Braylon Quint. He died about a year ago, to cancer. It didn't really feel real. It was just like, whoa. And then when he died, it was just like, it actually happened. And he played football, we played the same position. We played video games all the time and stuff like that. So he was just like another me that had to leave. I didn't know how to deal with it. And then the coaches had a similar situation, and they basically guided me through everything.
Where are you going, Kimani? We just worked a drill over here. You're supposed to be coming to the B gap. You're widening out.
So I found out about Tiz's brother, and it hurt me because I've been through that.
I lost motivation to go to school. I think about him all the time.
When things get rough, just think about what your brother would want you to do. And what are you great at? You're great on the football field. So take that frustration, that anger, and play for your brother, because now you're not just playing for yourself, you're playing for somebody else.
Things they said was like, this happens, you're just gonna have to find a way to bounce back from it, and he will always live through you no matter what you do.
All right, fantastic work there from our staff. And, of course, our thoughts are with everybody down there at South Mountain and Betty Fairfax. There were shots fired outside Betty Fairfax High School tonight's game between South Mountain and Betty Fairfax. Our reporter, Danny Shapiro, was in the field. Nobody hurt in the shooting, thankfully, but certainly keeping an eye on that game. The game has not gone final yet. They did resume the game after a delay in play, so we're still waiting to find out the final score there, but just thankful nobody got hurt in that incident there. So we're going to keep moving on here on AZ Replay. We had Dana Scott at Mountain Point and Red Mountain and Mountain View, excuse me. And we're going to take a look at what Dana had for us. And he had some good highlights tonight, Dana did. He had us some breakdowns, too. Here is Red Mountain quarterback Hiram Boren completing a 22-yard pass to wide receiver Jordan Beecher to move the chains. Let's take a look here. Love those black jerseys, man. That's a deep pass. There you go. Right at midfield. A nice midfield completion there. Let's take another look at that one. Nice pass there from Red Mountain. Let's take another look here and let's see what else Dana had for us. This is all Dana has to say about this one. Right? The reaction says it all. Right? The reaction absolutely says it all. He doesn't even give a description. This is how breathtaking I thought this play was. Let's take a look here. Look at that. One more time here. Absolutely slings it down the field, but he just couldn't get it to the receiver. Gets it down the field, and he just drops the pass there. I mean, I can't stop watching this. I mean, how crazy of a play this would have been if the receiver had just been able to come up with it. But a fantastic highlight there from Dana. Now we have Dana's reaction to the game. But Brian, do we want to get a score before we get Dana's reaction here?
Let's do it. Here is the score.
All right, there you go. Red Mountain 48-20 over Mountain View. Red Mountain moving to 7-1. They were number 12 on our AIA ranking, so cementing their place there. Let's head back to the laptop and let's see what Dana Scott had to say after this one.
Final score between Red Mountain and Mason Mountain View is 48-20. Red Mountain improves to 7-1 in the season. Mason Mountain View falls to 3-5. Red Mountain controlled the entire game. The halftime score was 20-6. Never trailed, and they had their average pretty much maintained for scoring. High scoring offense is 49.7 points a game, and they got to 48. So Jackson Beecher was the MVP of the Great American Rivalry Series. This is which they honor the military. He had 3 touchdowns, connecting with Hiram Boren, who had 4 passing touchdowns in the game. Also, he had 254 passing yards, and the rushing yards for Red Mountain was 173, largely because of the play of Deontay Elliott, who had an excellent game. He had 3 rushing touchdowns as well. But Nicodemus.
Oh, we got
all right.
Fantastic work there by Dana.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dana, for giving us that one. We're going to take a look at our next game of the week. We had Saguaro and Marcos Deniza. Saguaro 56-0. They were the number 4 team on the AIA ranking. 7-1. Go the SaberCats. A decisive win over Marcos Deniza. They're 56-0. We had a reporter down there in the field, and we have a post-game interview with Saguaro's Tyler Beverett. Let's take a look and see what the Saguaro playmaker had to say after the big win.
You're coming down the home stretch now, and you got to clean things up. How do you think you guys did today?
I'm actually going to refresh this before we go, because I think this.
You're coming down the home stretch now. You're coming down the home stretch now, and you got to clean things up. How do you think you guys did today?
We made a couple mistakes. Penalties kind of killed us early on, but
second half we came out and, we scored a lot of points. Our defense played great. We got a goose egg, 0 points. So, I think we played pretty well today.
How fun is it having so many weapons besides yourself?
It's nice. It makes it easy. It's easy on me. Our O-line plays great. Our receivers play great. We have like 4 running backs that play great. So, it's nice.
Yeah, it seems like you're always running in a fresh guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you think compared to other teams? Is this a team that can do it again?
I think so. I think we got all the talent we need. If we play Saguaro football, down the home stretch, I believe we have a chance.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Brad, for getting us that post-game video there with the Saguaro playmaker. Of course, Saguaro, the SaberCats, big victory over Marcos Deniza there.
My favorite question, Richard, was...
I know, I can't even hear it. You can give me the reaction.
My favorite question was, what's it like to have all those weapons out there besides yourself? I just love it. I mean, he does. He does have a lot of weapons out there to throw to and hand off to. And it's a very potent offense that will be tough to beat.
An absolutely dangerous team. Well, let's keep moving on here. We had Chris Howley at Desert Ridge and Queen Creek. And this was the one highlight that caught my eye. A big touchdown for Queen Creek. Keyshawn Callip making a leaping touchdown catch. Let's take a look here at this highlight that Chris gave us. Jumps up in the air, contested catch, and he is in the end zone for the touchdown for the Bulldogs. Let's take another look here on easy replay.
Oh, the end zone
the contested catch.
Very nice.
And the big score for Queen Creek. Let's take a look, Brian, and see how this one ended. I had a feeling this one was a little bit closer, and it was. Desert Ridge, though, coming out with a 33-14 win. Queen Creek was ahead at the time of that touchdown, 14-13. So 20 unanswered points by Desert Ridge there. That's an upset, 4-4.
That is.
Desert Ridge over Queen Creek.
And that's probably one of the few games that Richard Ober gets wrong in his picks. He's pretty much like, 90% or whatever. I'd love to know what his percentage is on those. But, yeah, this is a true upset tonight. Desert Ridge over Queen Creek.
He does not make mistakes, that Richard Ober. And as I know, Brian is going to pull up that Sunny Slope and Sunrise Mountain score for you. But I think we got to keep talking about this open division. I mean, honestly, you look at these top teams, right? They were all able to cement their standings. And I mean, you look at Saguaro, the big victory, Pinnacle. I think even Campo Verde played well enough to maybe stay in the bottom part of those rankings, outside the top 8 for sure, but maybe in the bottom there. Look at Red Mountain on a big win, Higley a big win. They're going to be moving up. So I think there'll be some movement, but I think those top teams certainly cemented themselves. Cemented their place in the standings there.
And can you imagine what this top 4 looks like? And if they get to the Final Four, and it's
imagine
really
playing
8
each
teams,
other. I mean, that's
right?
just like giving me goosebumps just thinking about it. But we're going to give you the score. That Sunny Slope Sunrise Mountain game we were at. Sunrise 43-14 over Sunny Slope. We had our reporter Edith down there at this game with a post-game interview with Sunrise coach Steve Decker. Let's see what the head coach, the play caller, had to say after this game.
Really good win for us. Their defense is really good. They play hard, and we knew we kind of had to grind it out and get what they were giving us. And it worked out. Alex had a great game, and again wasn't forcing things and took what they gave us. So it really worked out. Our defense set the tone, though. Played really, really good. And that's a quality team, quality win for us, and we're really excited about it.
So you guys improved to 3-0, 6-2 overall. What does this say for the program moving ahead as the season is winding down? It's getting competitive.
Yeah, we have some tough games ahead of us. Apollo's a well-coached, quality team. I know their record isn't as good as they would like, and then Centennial after that, and then hopefully into the playoffs. So we just have to keep getting better, and we talk about it all the time. We got to worry about us and just do our thing and worry about us getting better each week.
What was the lesson learned tonight that kind of needs to be sharpened up or tuned up?
I don't know. It's just, sometimes in a football game, things like that happen, and that's just part of football. Not everything's smooth and perfect. Just keep working through and keep grinding. I think we did that. We eventually, got going. But, like I said earlier, our defense really sets the tone for us in a lot of the games, and our kids, we are fairly young. We have a lot of juniors playing, so I think the experience and our kids are just getting better each week.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Edith, for grabbing that interview there.
They have Centennial in like 2 weeks.
Oh, it's going to be a game, man. That is going to be an absolute game. So, Brian, tell me, what are some of your biggest takeaways from this week? I know we had some great highlights. We had some movement around the open division. Give me a Brian monologue here to close out the show.
Oh, gosh. Well, can I give you the Castile Gilbert or no?
Yeah, give me the Castile Gilbert first.
Let me give you Castile Gilbert.
I'm gonna see if we have a late breaking result here.
Me off there. Castile Gilbert, 48-33. Not really expected score for the most part. 5-3 and 3-5. Nice victory there. I'll tell you what I'm curious mostly about on this open division. It's Hamilton is at 8, and they didn't play tonight. Moving up, will they? Where will they go? And I think that's a very dangerous, interesting team that's on the bottom half of the top 8. South Point solidifies itself as the number 2 with their big win. Yeah.
All right, and we're still waiting on confirmation of that final score down there, South Mountain and Betty Fairfax. But at last report, I have it 37-20. Right now, South Mountain was ahead with at least 2 minutes left. So I'm not sure if that game has gone final right now. We're about 10:57 p.m. Arizona time live right now. So I think we can assume that South Mountain's going to end up getting a victory here. And of course, our thoughts are with everybody down there at Fairfax High School. A scary scene down there, but glad to hear that everybody was okay in that incident. But here are some of the other games that we were keeping an eye on here on this Friday, October 18th. It was St. John's 14-7 over Thatcher, Chaparral 28-9 over Mountain Point, Chaptown. South Point 35-0 over Kenyon, Del Oro. Skyline by 2, 30-28 over Dobson. So those were some of the other games.
That's South Point. I sort of, was ahead of the game on that, but there's that score.
Absolutely.
And very
That's
interesting.
One step ahead, Brian. Always.
Did Apache Junction play tonight? I didn't hear any prospectors score from you.
You usually put it in there for
I know.
me. You just put it in there for me. So
I didn't think about it tonight. I was like, thinking about it. We had a lot going on with the breaking news.
Absolutely. All right. Well, before we let you guys go, we want to remind you, AZ Central and AC Central Sports, you guys want to head over there. You can subscribe to get all of Richard Obert's high school coverage, plus a ton more. I cover the Coyotes and the Diamondbacks. We got great Cardinals Suns coverage as well. We got ASU football. We got U of A stuff. All good stuff there. And to read more about the incident, of course, at Betty Fairfax, you want to go over to azcentral.com. Breaking news was all over that one tonight. But that's going to be it for us here on AZ Replay Week 9. For Brian, I'm Richard. We'll see you guys next week.